Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. This video is an addition to my Soul Connections playlist. You may have seen some of the videos in that where I go into detail about twin flame relationships, soulmates and karmic partners to see the difference. So in this video, we're going to look at why a twin flame enters a karmic relationship. So a karmic relationship is a contract, really, that you made before you came into this lifetime. And it's a necessary part of the twin flame awakening process. Okay, so if you met your twin flame, here's a good depiction of twin flame energies when they're balanced, the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. But for many twin flames, the energies will be off balance, and generally it's the divine masculine, so the more subconscious part of the connection, that is not a vibrational match to the divine feminine. So that's why the separation happens. So the karmic partner will help raise those lower vibrational energies of the less awakened twin, which, as I said, is often the DM. And this is for the highest good of twin flames, so that when union takes place, both twins will be an energetic match in alignment. So as I said, often the divine feminine is more awakened than the DM, and this is why they have to go off and raise the vibration so that they can come back together. So a karmic relationship can be difficult, but it most certainly teaches lessons. The karmic will often be also in a low vibration energy. So of basically a vibrational match to the DM. Okay, so it's an attachment between them both. They're drawn to each other. And what I feel happens is the DM experiences these lower energies from the karmic, and it's potentially things they did to the divine feminine. So, for example, maybe there was deceit between you and your DM. Maybe they didn't make you feel valued, and they then experience this with the karmic partner. There could have been addictions. Addictions is a big one that get in the way, and this is very common also for divine feminines. Okay, so it works both ways. So when I say the divine feminine is more awakened, yes, but he or she may still have things to work through as well, that mean that they're not in alignment. So basically loving yourself first is a big one, I feel, for twin flames. And obviously if you don't love yourself, you can't love your counterpart. And as a result, we have unrequited love. So this could be, this is one I feel that's quite a big one for twin flames. The DM didn't feel enough self-worth with the Divine Feminine, didn't give enough love to you. And then this is what they experience. Okay, that's just one example there. So a karmic relationship enables shadow work. Okay, and mirrors back to the twin their own shadow side. So where they've been deceiving themselves, basically, because if you deceive another, you're really deceiving yourself deep down. And it enables the twin to see how they treated the Divine Feminine by experiencing it themselves. Okay, so relationship patterns are generally going to be experienced and learnt. Okay, and here's the mirror that they're then shown. And they finally realise what that feels like. So I believe that a karmic partner shows your twin everything that the karmic is not, and everything that you, Divine Feminine, are. For example, it will bring things to light, such as the magnetism between twins won't be the same with this partner, and the attraction as well won't fully be there. You know, the dynamics won't quite be the same. And I believe that this will hopefully help the Divine Masculine to realise how they truly feel about the Divine Feminine and appreciate him or her. So a karmic is needed. Don't see it as a bad thing, okay? Because the vibrational energy is the same between your DM, because it's generally the DM, and this karmic partner. So the awakened twin, the Divine Feminine, essentially, can't help because there's an energy imbalance. You know, I think this one shows it well. I'm not saying the Divine Feminine is, you know, up here, you know, amazing, and the Divine Masculine isn't, but the energy is just off. So this is often why the DM runs, because it's just not a match. But it can be if the Divine Masculine awakens and ascends. So yeah, that's why a karmic is needed, and the twin can't help the other twin during this time. The karmic is able to help the DM to heal, but it's reciprocal, you know. So remember, the karmic is also on their own journey and learning lessons as a result of this experience. So together they will heal and experience what they do. An example I think I mentioned before that I often hear about is self-love. So there's no self-love, or very little, in the twin. And so they attract a karmic who also doesn't love themselves, and therefore won't be able to love your twin. So, you know, back to that deception, you know, self-deception, wearing a mask. Here's the DM trying to give some love, you know, and the karmic turns their back. And this helps the DM to start realising that they need to love themselves, and also realising who they're with and whether they want that or not. That's obviously up to them. So this is why, as I said before, I feel addictions are a big one, because these can often indicate deep self-worth issues that need to be looked at. And an addiction can be anything. It doesn't actually matter what the addiction is, but it's how the person feels within. As I said, even divine feminines can have addictions. Okay? The divine masculine probably has, and the karmic as well. So all of this healing has to happen. So, yeah, so if your twin experiences this not being loved, as I mentioned, then they may be experiencing what they did to you, the divine feminine, experiencing their shadow aspect. So this is where they need to start really going deep within, loving themselves first, and then learning to express their love, essentially. Although it's painful for the divine feminine to see the DM enter a relationship, it can be the other way around, by the way, but it is generally the DM, I feel. And it is for your highest good and for their highest good. So some of you are asking why? Because your twin isn't ready for you and isn't vibrationally aligned with your energy. So back to this image here. It wouldn't work, and you wouldn't be happy with that energy and mistreatment. It's quite interesting in this image. Notice he is actually in the shadows here, his shadow self, and the divine feminine is in her light, her unconditional love. So it's, opposites, but it just isn't a match. They need to work through their shadow aspect. And ask yourself, if they don't love themselves yet, how can they love you? If they don't value themselves, how can they value you? Maybe this is what you experienced with them in the past. Let us know in the comments. So the karmic relationship is there to help the twin to rise up from these lower energies and awaken, regenerate, so that they can act in the best interests of the twin flame union and, reunion if that's what you wish. So this is kind of how I see twin flames being together, very equal, both in this energy of unconditional love, generally healed to quite a high extent. I feel the divine feminine leads the way, so he or she will be healed and in a good energy of, say, 90%, pretty much almost there. And then the divine masculine follows. So we do have our work to do as well, divine feminines, for this to happen if it's what you want. So be grateful that the karmic is helping your twin and essentially helping you too. Have a think about why your twin ran off to a karmic, if that happened in your connection. What lessons do you think he or she needed to learn? Okay, I know the ones that my twin had to learn, and some I've mentioned here. And it's quite interesting, just to give a little bit about my story, how I had already worked through a lot of the lessons that my twin showed me in his shadow side. It was very interesting the way it happened. I had already started, I believe, on my spiritual journey and was really learning about my self-worth. And then what happened when I met my twin was he was showing me how he didn't basically make me feel valued again. But I was seeing it. That was the positive. I was seeing it. And I thought, no, this doesn't sit right now. In the past maybe it did. And now I realise, I realised then as well, he didn't value himself or love himself, and he had to go off and learn that, and hopefully he is. Okay, so share in the comments if you wish as well about what lessons you feel might have needed to happen. I hope this has helped anyway on your journey. As I said, see it as something that's going to help your twin. Don't see it as a negative. Just ask yourself, would you want to be with that energy right now and that mistreatment? I think that's a good one to end on. Okay, everyone, so sending you all lots of love, and I'll see you soon.